Hello there and welcome to the new video where I am exploring data engineer. What do they do? So if you are one of those who are looking into the insights of data engineer role, what do they do, then this video is for you. So here in this video we will going to look at what are generally the roles and responsibilities of a data engineer, what are the skills that a data engineer should have, and then the salary that they withdraw, that we will look at in the end. So this is before I start, this is I want to say that this entire information I've gathered is completely based on what I have seen, the people that I have hired for the data engineer, and the work in the past or currently that I am doing with the data engineers. So I have seen many other articles as well on this particular topic, and they are like very comprehensive, and to be honest, at the end, it's quite confusing because they have mixed up like entire thing. So what I'm giving you over here is completely based on my practical experience, may or may not be 100% relevant to all the different scenarios, but I want to give you the crux of data engineer as a profile, what sort of work that they are doing actually into the company, and generally sort of the skills that we are looking for as the person who need to hire data engineer to basically get them on board. Okay, so with that, first let's see, I just bifurcated the word data plus engineer. Data is anywhere, based on the requirement and all, you need to gather the data, and engineering is like, okay, I was thinking I have written the wrong spelling for the engineer, just with just one V, but one E, but looks like it is right. So engineer is someone who looks at a complex problem, and then they try to solve it, and after you have solved it, they automate it, traditionally with the help of machine, but here in this case with the help of the program. That means if for all those complex data related issues, engineers basically come in with a special skill set and solve the problem for data analyst or data scientist, so that they can do the analysis, they can build the model and give it to the end user. So they have a very crucial part. The reason for this is that data is increasing day by day and it is becoming complex. There are multiple systems which companies are using. There are multiple approaches with which data needs to be cleaned, needs to be arranged so that it can be given to your data analyst or data scientist, and that's why the role is becoming critical day by day. And this role will become more and more popular as we are trying to gather more and more data, or the companies are trying to gather more and more data for their sophisticated analysis. So that's my take on that this role will going to grow a lot, and there will be more and more data engineers which each department will be asking. Okay, so now let's move on to look at where basically they fit in the data engineer as a role, because if you remember this from my previous video, this is mostly the data analysis life cycle, where you identify the data for a given analysis that you need to do. You need to identify the data sources, you need to collect the data, clean, analyze and interpret. That's basically generally at a high level the cycle of the data analysis is. But where do data engineers fall in is over here in this particular part, where they are responsible for identifying, collect and cleaning the data. As the requirement is becoming more and more complex, generally the data analyst or the data scientist are not able to spend a lot of time on that. That's why you have to hire these special skill set people who can basically take this major part. Because if you have heard or if you have seen articles on about the data scientist or the data scientist as a work or data analysis as a work, this part is basically your 70% of the work, and then rest 30% is over here. However, it is very critical, but this is mostly your 70% of the work, where that based on the time that you are spending in your entire analysis or your entire model building scenario. So that's where the data engineers really come and basically support data analyst and the data scientist, and really help them to automate this entire piece so that they can do their work of analyzing and interpreting the data easily. So that's what it is. Now let's move on to the roles and responsibilities of the data engineers. The first is they build and manage data pipelines, as I previously showed in the video. That's like the crux of the job. You need to build and manage the pipeline. Then automation of data related issues. One of the tasks I often give it to my data engineers, or in the previous roles as well, I've given it to my data engineers, that whatever the data related issues are, we need to identify, figure it out, what are those steps, things that we need to take care, and then automate this entire piece. We don't want to do the same manual cycle again and again. And managing the data science infrastructure, yes, this is also one of the piece, because for whatever work that they are doing is basically for the data scientist and the data analyst, and need to make sure that you have the data infrastructure. Every data science team have a data infrastructure, and it needs to have some sort of a support or some sort of a governance as a system. And these are the guys, since they are day in day out playing with the data, so they need to make sure that they are talking with the IT or the relevant stakeholder, just to make sure that their infrastructure is managed properly. Then you have the ensure compliance and the data security, another part which they need to work with the IT, just so that right data is given to right set of people, or right access is given to the right set of people. Then you have the maturing data sets with the new variables. So this part, the new variables, is basically given by either the data analyst or the data scientist, because when they analyze and interpret the data, they come up with the new requirements that, oh, I need this new variable based on some feature engineering or some more new business analysis which is coming into the picture. And what they do is, if it is becoming regular, then they take these new variables, all those calculation, and put it in the data set, so that the front end program or the front end analysis is not really becoming occupied. If you are having a little bit of Tableau background, or if you are having a little bit of SQL background, this is like an ongoing thing where you take the new calculations or the new logic and put it in the data set itself, so that you are not putting the calculation in the front end, which is impacting the performance. So after that, what you have is the assess data analyst and data scientist. That's what I've been telling in this entire points, that whatever work they do is for the data analyst and the data scientist. All right, so now let's move on to the skills. So the skills that we have is, first one is the strong SQL skills. Definitely very, very important. They need to have the strong SQL skills. There is no escaping to that. So this is one thing. If you are trying to becoming an aspiring data engineer, then this is the one thing you need to take care. After that, what you have is the hands-on understanding of big data tech, like you have Hadoop, Spark, and things like those, the techs like those. So you need to have that. Also, the Redshift is one of the OpenShift is one of the AWS related technology that I have used extensively when working. It's a cloud-based data set. Then you have the strong programming skills. I have said Python because that's mostly is being used either in my current assignment or in the previous assignments, or mostly what we see, I have seen in the other with the help of my friends and all. This is being used like everywhere for the data engineering and all, and even to automate the entire flow. Doing it in a Python is what I've seen is relatively easy. If you are trying to do in somewhere, let's say in the SQL, that's another thing. But overall, developing the entire workflow within the Python becomes really easy, because you have this sophisticated programming components over here with which you can basically automate this entire workflow piece. Then you need to have the good understanding of the NoSQL databases, because unstructured data is becoming more and more available with the help of the social media and whatnot. The companies are collecting that. So that is also one of the requirement which is coming or as a requirement that is being asked from the data engineer. The ability to learn the new tools and technologies as per the needs, very important. I mean, this is relevant whether you are a data engineer or a data analyst or a data scientist. Reason for this is technology is changing with at a very fast pace, and there is no single company which is using just one single technology all throughout their entire life cycle. They keep changing their stuff. I mean, I have, on an average, what I've seen is in every 2 or 3 years they're changing it completely, and you have to really learn it. And in some cases it can be even little bit early because of the requirement of the, let's say, what do you call, the project. For example, if I give you, in case of Python, uh, the one thing we try to do is, automate this entire workflow using one of the tool which is Airflow. So Airflow is one of the tool which helps automating the Python scripts. That means you can basically set up the execution plan over there, that you will execute first Python script, second Python script, third Python script. So this was a new stuff altogether. So this type of things you need to learn very, very quickly, maybe like within a week or so that you can support the project. You can basically help building the entire automation workflow. So, and finally, what you have, technology degree in computer science like BTech, BE will going to help you a lot in this case, because that will be covering your entire, giving you a solid base of the programming, data structures and things like those, which, you will be further, upskilling yourself in like Hadoop, Python, NoSQL, SQL and other stuff. All right, and cloud database understanding, like I was saying, even I was using the cloud database Redshift, which was in Redshift we were using PostgreSQL. So cloud database is, you cannot escape today, be it Azure, AWS or GCP, the Google Cloud Platform. You will have the cloud database everywhere, mostly on the data science projects. If not, then probably the plan may be for your company to even move on to that, because it provides the flexibility and scalability. So cloud database understanding, what I would say understanding is, because they are very similar to normal SQL, like your traditional SQL, if you are already aware of. It's just that interface is a little bit different. So there will not be much issue, but having an understanding, if you are a beginner, is something will going to go in a long way to really expose yourself, or to really tell about yourself that yes, I have this cloud database understanding. All right, now let's come to the final meaty part of this video, which is the salary. How much salary usually they are earning. Again, this is based on a little bit of research which I did on the internet and figured out, okay, this is generally a compensation which is being awarded to a fresher. Now, based on what your skill set level is, or the expertise that you are showing, it can vary, but generally that's the average, what I'm going to show you. Oh, okay. Before that, I want to show you the certification part. I think that's what I missed. After certification, we have the salary part. So you need to wait for a minute or two. So the couple of certification which I collected, I thought I should share with you if you are trying to do some certification or find the certification. One is the Google Cloud Data Engineer program. So the name itself is basically from the Google, so it adds another weight. So that's why I put it on first. Then you have the Cloud Data Engineer program, or the certification. You have the AWS Data Engineering certification, Azure Data Engineering certification, and the IBM Data Engineering certification. Well, there are so many other, but I thought this is more like an industry. You really don't have to sell yourself if you are basically doing this, because everybody knows like these names when it comes to data science, big data, or data engineering. All right, here is your fun part. Salary for a fresher. If you are in India, then your salary can be between 5 to 8 lakh is something which is being offered, or generally a data engineering fresher is getting. If you are in United States, then your salary should be somewhere between $90,000 to $130,000. So this is again an average, right? So I just wanted to provide you an perspective so that you can make an informed decision as to or at least have some idea when you are trying to negotiate, let's say, your salary with the HR as to how much your salary should be. Also, I would suggest that I have given these based on my internet research. Even do your own internet research and think about it, because these variations is basically based on the type of industry. I mean, are you going in a consulting companies like Infosys, TCS, which is India-based companies, or you are going into captives, or you are going into some sort of a product organization setup, or you are going into a completely startup, right? So it can vary a lot. However, generally, if we look at the entire big ecosystem, this is what your average is. So that's mainly I wanted to show you in this video, wanted to give you my perspective of it, as to what data engineer skills are, what usually the roles and responsibilities, certification that you can do, and finally the salary piece. Let me know how did you find it. If you still have any question, I'll be more than happy to answer. Let me know in the comments what your question is, and if I'll answer there. If I will think that's more relevant for a broader audience, then I'll create a video for you. So with that, thank you so much.